Hi everyone. Good afternoon. It's gonna be afternoon soon, right? I think that wasn't really my fun fact just now, but my fun fact was that I actually fear deep water. So I actually recently had to go for a marine conservation trip, and I fought my fear to get an open water diving certification. And also shout out to you. I went to your diving site. Okay, so hi, to introduce myself again, I am Yani. I am the CEO and co-founder of Commenhers. So basically, what we do is that we recycle textiles. So how do we do this? One of the few ideas that sparked this startup is because of the many problems that the fast fashion industry has caused. So consumerism, and as well as how like fast fashion brands, the materials is actually low quality. In that case, the lifelongness of our textiles is very short. So what do we do with this textile? So when I did further research before starting Commoners, I realized that the textile recycling rate in Singapore itself was 11%. Does anyone know what's the recycling rate in Singapore right now? Any numbers? 6%, 5? Nope. Yes, textiles. Yes, yeah, it's 2% actually. So back then it was actually 5 years ago. So to consider that the textile recycling rate has dropped, it's actually very sad to me because I actually thought with the amount of initiative in Singapore as well, the recycling bins and as well as many community initiative, sadly our textile recycling rate has fallen. So this is why I started Commoners to actually recycle textile waste and also to input like more awareness to our community and as well as people that purchase this item that it's actually important to recycle textiles. And our solution is basically three solutions to recycle textile by recycling it by upcycling. So taking like, for example, a piece of denim and turning it into of value items. So like, for example, if we have like a normal pair of jeans, we will turn it into a tote bag, seeing the potential of these items, even looking beyond it. And secondly, we also aim to encourage ethical production through working with local community and as well empowering seniors, crafters, because like what they say to me, like even till today that sewing industry or maybe the fashion industry is not that of demand, but actually in Commoners itself, we do actually encourage that through giving employment opportunities for our makers in Singapore. And thirdly, we develop a sustainable fashion lifestyle mindset to actually tell people about the story. So you're not only purchasing an item, but also you're creating an impact and also turning these textiles to prolong the lifelongness of it. So that's where I started Commoners. So Commoners previously started as a B2C company. So we sell upcycle items to consumer level. But as I run Commoners, I realized of the mission and vision of it, which to recycle textile on a larger basis. So I actually got my first corporate partner, and currently we're actually a company that mainly works with corporate clients. So more towards the B2B side. So it's actually really interesting because I realized that a lot of these textiles come in huge batches. That I've once worked with a hospital, 200 kg of textile waste every week. And they said to me, oh, they didn't know where should I dispose this of. They had the branding there. They also have like, some of it is non-functional anymore because of like, it's dirty or it's torn. So they can't recycle it. So they actually told me that they had to throw it away. So which is very sad. So which is why Commoners right now is mainly driven towards like working with corporates, encouraging them, empowering them, and looking at solutions to recycle their textiles. So in Commoners, we also believe in creativity and sustainability. So when I say that creativity, I mean every time like design company we believe in creativity, but in Commoners, we look at textiles not only in the form of the normal textiles in fashion like cotton, satin, but we also look at unconventional materials. So I'm not sure if currently Decathlon is doing a showcase, but if you see the Decathlon showcase or in our website, we actually work together with them to upcycle like kayaks into duffel bags. So like I brought mine today because I usually bring it everywhere I go. So this is actually made from kayaks. So we upcycle them, look at the potential, and also turn it into something that is sellable to our B2C consumers. So, like for example, this when I say creativity and sustainability, we also look at how to upcycle the eyelets and also the zippers of this bag. So really looking at upscaling like the potential of the fabric that we get, even from the zippers, the buttons, and as well as the lining of the items that we have. So if you see this bag later, the lining is actually made from tents. So we're even looking at unconventional material as well. So that's why we encourage creativity and sustainability. So on a B2C level, this is what we sell. All of our items are actually sourced locally or in Southeast Asia because we believe in the carbon footprint that where we collect this item. It doesn't make sense for us to actually, buy textiles all the way from Japan and ship it here just because it looks good. So in Commenhers, we really believe that we should actually solve the textile wastage within our region itself and actually create solutions within the region itself as well. So these are like some of the items that we started off, but right now we have mainly work with B2B and B2G. So we do have an upcycled collection with Decathlon right now. It's a long-term project. So that's where like the items I told you, like kayaks, tents, even air mattresses, we upcycle. And currently we're working with banks as well, because PVC banners, it can't be recycled in textile facilities because it's so-called unconventional, it's plastic. So we prolong these items by upcycling them into products that they give to their clients. So we believe that in every corporate client that we work with, we have to create a solution that is suitable for them. Sometimes it's not a one-off thing. We actually encourage a long-term reoccurring process. So we do hope that we can actually work with them through, crafting creative business idea as well. So something that benefits them. So it's not only one-off where they purchase from us corporate gifts, but we also look at something that benefits them. So like, for example, when I work with hospitals, I try and turn their items like operating theater sheets that is rejected into aprons that their employees can use on the ground. Or when I work with major retailers like Decathlon, I try to create something that they can sell back into their own retail site as well. So really trying to find a ground to encourage people to work together. So it's a middle ground where both people benefits. But I think most importantly, Commenhers is an impact-driven enterprise where we actually, as I mentioned, ethical production, as well as empowering local communities. These are the backbone of Commenhers. They're actually our makers, our beneficiary makers. They consist of, elderlies, single mothers, housewives, and as well as local tailors. So I do collaborate with community partners to actually hire these people to be part of Commenhers sewing team. So I think it's not only just as a form of activity or form of income for them, but I realized that this space that I've created is beyond that. It is a space for them to actually upskill because we do teach them on sewing skills that they can bring forward for any of the things even outside Commenhers. And also we do collaborate with community partners like Science Center to teach them on latest technology skills on how to upskill their sewing skills, but also a space for them to connect with other like-minded people. One of the sewing community that I've created here is with Minister Graceful. So it's called Yuhua Soulmates, as you can see the ladies here. I've actually talked to her, and one of the reasons why we created this community is to prevent isolation, which is why we actually created community sewing spaces aside from the studio that we have, because we want to really reach out to these ladies to actually give them a form of space that they can actually go out and as well as bond with other people. So I think it's beyond just earning a form of income or sewing with us, but also to have a safe space as well. So we do hire full-time, part-time, or even ad hoc, really giving them the liberty of choosing how they want to work as well. Yeah, so these are our lovely ladies. It's growing. So currently we have about 87 makers. We have 3 community sewing spaces, really working with senior sewing centers and as well as community bodies like Baby Community Foundation, and as well as we're expanding as well. So we do collaborate with Daughters of Tomorrow to hire marginalised women too. Yeah, we've upcycled 7.5 tons of textile waste. We hope to increase this number. And aside from that, I think Commenhers really believe that we should go against just upcycling for people, but also inculcating upcycling or sustainable fashion habits for themselves. So we do run like workshops and talks as well to actually encourage people to get these skills by themselves so that they can upcycle on their own level. So yeah, we've done like workshops for our corporate partners with like Port Singapore Authority, schools, and as well as even the community members to actually teach them how to upcycle and mend by themselves. Yes. So it's really fun. Yeah. So I think that's about it. This is like the brands I've worked with. And I think not only here that I'm sharing about my initiative, but I really do want to encourage the importance of like upcycling and also consuming sustainable fashion, because it's really important to consider like even the choices of our clothing and also prolonging the textiles that we have. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Is there time for a question? But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Yeah. I'll open the floor to questions.
Yes, not sure with the time. But...
And in fact, you also recently achieved your dream of working with Singapore Airlines, right?
Yes. We recently finished a collaboration with Singapore Airlines. Currently working with like companies like SCDF as well, upcycling their fire hose. So that's coming soon as well. So we do collaborate with small SMEs too. So encouraging them to look at their production cycle if there's any rejected items to recycle it through upcycling. Yeah.
Can you show us your product again?
Oh,
I think some people at the back, maybe they want to see it up close if you want.
Yeah.
So it's all repurposed.
Yeah, it's all repurposed and it's available in Decathlon, Kallang, if I'm not wrong. So there's like a section for upcycled collection. So
amazing.
And it's a long-term project.
Yeah, and in fact, we'll be having a Decathlon showcase later on as well. So hopefully, will you be staying for that?
I'll try.
Anyway, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to. Hi, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
So for those that didn't hear, if you have a wish to expand whatever you're doing right now, what is your biggest challenge?
Oh, I think I would say as a startup and as well as a very niche industry, upcycling, I think I can stay here the whole day to like tell like one of the bigger challenges. But I would say like the main pain point would be like looking at the production cycle, because we really have quite a few variables when it comes to textile. We can't really decide what are the kinds of textile that we work on or given to us. So creating a really, I would say, lean production cycle with the data that we get, with working with many various variables of textile, that will be a challenge. But for us, we're currently building up on the data so that whenever we face with the same materials or anything, we can just tweak it and change. But yeah, it's a work in progress. Yeah. Yes. Demand. I would say supply, because like as I mentioned, for production to meet the supply, it can be quite challenging, especially when we have to turn down our production system to actually tweak it for another suitable material. So I would say the downtime might affect our go-to pace in terms of the supply that we have to meet. So we are trying to work on it as well. Hiring more beneficiary makers, make sure that everything is met on time. Yeah. So yeah. Problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other questions? We still have time.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, right.
So MOQ for collaborations with other companies.
If you want to chat, yeah, I can chat. We actually don't have, because our aim is also to empower our local communities like our makers to get jobs. So we do accept like small minimum orders, like as low as 50 pieces, because that goes to a maker and they get to spend time on working on that project. Yeah, but the pricing is different. Yeah, so if you want to chat up, like after this, feel free to chat with me. Yeah.
Can chat with her right after this. We'll be having lunch, so you guys can chat with her even more. And is there any other questions? I think we have time for one more question before. Hi, yes.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're actually involved in the whole process. So Decathlon will actually pass us the materials. We actually get the data of like what kind of materials is there to upcycle, and we've already created the idea based on that. So like for example, like a duffel bag will actually be responsible in terms of the washing, if there's any kind of dirt or stain, trying to prolong like the bag condition as well. So we will actually dismantle everything, from the bone and from like the zippers, the eyelets, anything, we'll dismantle it. And then we will actually proceed with creating like a paper template. We have a paper template, so the cutting process, and then forward sewing and completion of product. But it's actually not that simple because the dismantling process actually takes the whole lot of time for the whole production. It's actually much more complex than even sewing or cutting. So I think that's a misconception that people have. They think that, oh, fashion brand, you get like a upcycling brand, you can just get a normal white piece of fabric. But actually when we upcycle, like for example, when we work with Outward Bound Singapore, we are upcycling their hiking bags. We have to take out their, the metal pieces, the seams, the bindings and everything, which takes up really, really a lot of time. Yeah. Yes. Hope that answered.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Yani. You can go ahead. Take a seat first with your
Thank you so
beautiful
much,
bag over here.
guys.
Thank you, Yani.